Radio 96.1 FM, 27 minutes gone past 4 o'clock, and I believe it's a good time for us to switch lanes and talk all about youth development. Yes, indeed. Welcome to MYSD Spectrum, the platform where we shine a spotlight on the impactful work of the Lagos State Ministry of Youth and Social Development. As Nelson Mandela once said, the true character of a society is revealed in how it treats its children and youth. The Lagos State government has demonstrated its commitment to the development and empowerment of its young people through various initiatives and programs, from skill acquisition and entrepreneurship development to youth development to youth leadership and empowerment. The Minister of Youth and Social Development is working tirelessly to create opportunities for young people to thrive. And today we're taking it. We're joined by the Youth Development Department, of course, of the Ministry of Youth and Social Development. They play a critical role in, promoting youth development and empowerment in Lagos State. We'll be discussing their work, initiatives and programs, aimed at supporting young people and helping them reach their full potential. So if you're the only one listening and you're a youth, or, you have a youth around you, I'd like for you to get someone else to tune in and, learn about the ministry's efforts to empower the next generation of leaders. Okay, so at this point in time, I'll be welcoming my guest. We have... from my left, yes, he's right, Mr. Julius Folashade Olukosi. He is Folashire. Okay, pardon that. I'm sure the person who wrote it was a typographical error. He is the director, Voluntary Youth Organization and NGOs. Yes, Mr. Julius Folashire Olukosi. You're welcome.
Thank you very much.
Okay, so could you do me a favor? Come closer to your microphone. Yes, thank you so much. And he's not alone. We have Mrs. Umar Rashidat Omoshola. She is a Deputy Director, Education and Engagement, also from the Youth Development Department. You're welcome.
Thank you very much for having me.
Yes, great having you with us. Are you a familiar face? I think you've been on the show a couple of times. Yes, so it's a great. And they're not alone. I see that they're joined by Divine Favor Akpata. She is from the Ekpe Divisional. She is the Youth Ambassador for Ekpe Division. So Ekpe Divisional Youth Ambassador. Great having you with us.
Same here. Thank you so much for having me.
Great.
Good afternoon.
Okay, so straight away we'll dive into the amazing work you do at your Youth Development Department. Of course, really, really great. But let's start off with this. Mr. Olukosi, you are the director of Voluntary Youth and Youth Organizations and NGOs. But give us a holistic view. What can you introduce the Youth Development Department and its role within the Ministry of Youth and Social Development? Let's start off that way.
All right. Thank you very much. To start with, youth development as it is.
Yes.
It's a continuous program designed to helping a young person discover, nurture and develop their innate abilities towards making them becoming an active and contributing adult in the society. So at the Youth Development Department in the Ministry of Youth and Social Development, we have 5 major units in that department.
5 major units.
5 major units in that department.
Okay.
The first is Education and Engagement Unit, which is being headed by Mrs. Umar, which is rightly beside me here.
Okay.
The second one, we have Voluntary Organizations and NGOs Relations Unit, which is the department, the unit I'm heading directly.
Okay.
We have Interministerial and Partners Relations Unit, being headed by another Deputy Director. We have Youth Centers and Playground Management Unit, being headed by another Deputy Director. And we have Field Services and Monitoring Unit, being headed by another Deputy Director as well. Right. So all those units will help us to simplify the activities of youth program in Lagos State. So, for instance, in Voluntary Youth Organizations and NGO Relations, which is where I oversee.
Yes.
In that unit, we know we have this fact that Lagos State government cannot do it all alone.
Yes,
so we collaborate with different voluntary youth organizations. And when we are talking of voluntary youth organizations, we are talking of organizations like Boy Scout, Boys Brigade, Scout Council, and the rest like that. And we have some NGOs that are youth focused, that all the activities they are doing is to promote youth development and youth empowerment in the state. So all this kind of NGOs, they register with us as a ministry.
Okay.
So for us to be able to coordinate the activities and monitor whatever they are doing, to be in tandem with what Lagos State Youth Policy has provided for youth development in the state.
All right. So registration of youth organizations, voluntary youth organizations,
and youth-focused NGOs.
Okay.
Is being done by us in that department.
Okay. So that's also under your scope of operations.
Yeah.
Amazing. How about the other party?
Presently, I think we have about 88 organizations that are working with us.
88.
Yes, voluntary youth organizations and non-governmental organizations that are youth-focused that are working with the ministry. So we have the Education and Engagement Unit.
Yes.
Which is a unit that is being created to see to the education and the engagement of the youth in the state. Under that unit, we have a series of educational programs and engagement programs like leadership training, which I believe in the course of the discussion,
she'll definitely
say much about
that. Yes.
I was talking about interministerial and partners relations unit. We know when we're talking of youth development, it is we as a ministry, MYSD, we are the custodian of the youth in the state. But the other agencies of the government, MDS, that are doing something for the young people. There are other funding partners, foreign partners, individuals, corporate bodies that are doing something for young people in the state. So for us as a ministry, we have to create this unit to be able to interface between the ministry and those organizations.
When your activities overlap.
When your activities, so that we can coordinate it and have a robust database for the youth in the state. Then we are talking of youth centers and open space management units. We in the state, Lagos State government, we have about 35 youth centers spread across the state in all the divisions of Lagos State.
Okay.
What is the essence of this youth center? It's a one-stop center where young people can easily go into, access information, recreate and do sporting activities, even learn vocational trainings in those centers. So that's when we're talking of the monitoring and field service, this is a unit in the department that acts like a administrative section of the ministry.
Okay.
They coordinate all the activities that all these four units I've mentioned that we are doing in the ministry.
All right, one. Okay, so just before I turn to you, ma'am, we hear the term thrown about a lot, youth. I know at some point in time when focus was on the youth in the Niger Delta, I would see people, even white hair, coming out to say we are the youth. So who is a youth? Who is a youth?
Thank you.
In a true
Yes, I want to take into different dimensions now.
Yes.
So you understand?
Yes.
Firstly, I want to talk about who a youth is.
Yes.
By the provision of Nigerian Constitution.
Okay.
By the Constitution of Nigeria today, a youth is somebody between age 18 and 35.
18 and 35.
Yes.
Okay.
But we in Lagos State, and there's what we call National Youth Policy.
Yes.
And there's what we call Lagos State Youth Policy.
Okay.
And I'm able to tell you that today, Lagos State is the first state that has a youth policy as a state.
Okay.
Other states, they work directly with what we have in the federal. But we in Lagos State, we have to domesticate it, knowing the peculiarities of young people in Lagos State. And as I speak to you today, a youth in Lagos State is somebody between the age 15 and 29.
Okay, 15 and 29.
Yes.
Okay, that's just somewhere. It's average. Averagely, it's not too far from each other. Amazing. All right, Mrs. Umar Rashidat Omoshola. Of course, engagement and empowerment. That's your purview. Okay, so now, what type of programs, what type of education, empowerment, and all that does your department offer, and how do these programs benefit the young people in Lagos?
All right, we have. Thank you so much.
Yes,
we have quite a number of engagement and educational programs for young people in the states. We have some that we do occasionally. We have some that are annual program.
Okay.
And like he said, all these programs are targeted at people within that age group.
Bracket.
Yes, we have what we call the Ibile Youth Academy.
Okay.
It's an annual leadership training platform for young people. We do it across the 5 divisions of the states.
Okay. Simultaneously?
Yes, a 5-day training program simultaneously in 5 youth centers across the 5 divisions of the states for at least a minimum of 100 young people. It's in its 7th year.
Is there a selection process? How does that work?
Yes, there's a selection process. There are criteria. Okay. We rolled that out on our social media handles. We put it on our WhatsApp platforms. They share it amongst each other. You must be at least have SSC. Okay. You must be within that age range. You must be living in that community, in that division, and be able to communicate in English, because we teach them English. We take them through a lot of leadership and volunteerism topics, to make them a better citizens and leaders of today. After that first, the initial training, we select the best 10. We move on to a boot camp, a 7 days residential boot camp for additional training, task, discussion, competition. After which we have what we call the state youth ambassador, and then the 5 division ambassador, and that's where we have Divine Akpata here. Right. She's the ambassador for Ekpe division. Ekpe division. Yes, we have for Lagos. For the 5 Ibile divisions. Yes, for the 5 Ibile division.
You could have just brought everybody.
And then I'm sure next time we are going to be bringing them. Then we have the Apex, who is the state youth ambassador. That's one of our many programs. We have the Lagos State Youth Parliament, which is the pseudo parliamentary platform. It is designed like the Lagos State House of Assembly. We have 40 members representing the 40 constituencies in Lagos State, and they sit on a quarterly basis. They discuss issues that affect young people, and we pack together their deliberation and pass it on to Lagos State House of Assembly for possible deliberation, and then they can make a policy out of it. We also have the National Youth Council of Nigeria, which is under Mr. Olukosi. We celebrate the International Youth Day. That is coming up next month.
Wow.
Yes, we have the Amplifier Business Network. We have quite a number of activities. Yes. So for our flagship Ibile Youth Academy, since the last 3 years, we've been taking them on a foreign trip, an international study tour to countries for them to. We want our young people to be global citizens. We want them to be able to stand shoulder to shoulder with anybody.
The last cohort, I think they were here.
Yes, I went to Finland, and we just came from Canada. We just came back from Canada last week, so we took them to Canada. That's why we have Divine, so that she can share some of our experiences. Yes, so that she can share our experiences, what they should learn on that trip, and how has it been being a youth ambassador. We actually asked them to go into their community and do pet projects, touch lives, deal with their issues locally in their own way. They understand each other's better, and we can reach everybody in the community. So they are like really ambassador of the state policies and programs, and they domesticate whatever we have to take it to the grassroots. So we've been. It's been a pleasant journey engaging our young people. We continue to engage them. We listen to them. We work with them. We plan with them. We want them to tell us what their problem and the likely solution in their own way, and then we try to work around it. We don't just sit in our offices and take decisions or make policies or make programs
without interfacing with them. And
for the International Youth Week celebration that we are going to have in August, we have a committee that comprises all these young people from all these platforms. We want them to plan the program for them. We've been doing that for the past 3 years. They plan the program, select the topics, select their speakers, so that they're part of it. So and then they take a lot away from it. We don't just impose things on them. So it's a vibrant unit that works so hard to engage all the young people in this. And the ministry has a very vibrant social media handles where we disseminate informations, and we have WhatsApp groups, a lot of platforms where we disseminate this information, and so that everybody can get it and be a part of it.
All right, I'll be coming to you with Divine Favor Akpata. Of course, you are the Ekpe Divisional Youth Ambassador.
That's right.
How has the experience been so far?
Wow, thank you so much. So it's been a learning curve. First of all, it's been very enlightening. Having to engage with youth. So, we have 5 categories of youth, and that's how we disseminate whatever we do. Yes.
Educate us.
So, first of all, unemployed and uneducated youth. 2, educated and employed youth. 3, youth in disability or disabled youth, 4 informal youths, and then 5 NEETs, which are called youths not in employment, not educated, or not in training, right? So as divisional ambassadors, what we do is we carry out, engagements with our communities, our stakeholders, and try to understand what the problem is, because it's not about giving solutions, but designing our solutions with what the problem is. And that's what it's been for us. So I work with a team. So we're like the top 10 in our division, as Mrs. Omar has rightly said. Yeah. So, we had top 10 from each division. So we work together to harness and, come up with solutions that we deploy in the grassroots. So it's been really wonderful, because working together with bright minds.
Those solutions, getting those solutions, how did you get them? Did you interface with people on the ground?
Yes. So we went to the communities. Okay. So we have like 5, in Ekpe. Yes. So we have Ibile, right? There are 5 divisions. Yes. So each one of us had, engagements. Some of us had, maybe a portfolio created, which we shared online, and some people also went physically. So we went like physically.
Questionnaires of sorts?
Yes, questionnaires. And then a pool of questions that we put like in a Google form. Yes. So some of us went and interfaced with, the people in the community, and we also had our training there. So we had that opportunity to be able to like touch, base with grassroots and meet people. So it was very, very enlightening, because we got to, interface with a lot of people.
Didn't you have challenges with the language barrier? Like, okay, among the categories of youth, you talked about the uneducated and all that. Wasn't there a language barrier?
Not really, because we have Yoruba speaking, among. Okay. So English wasn't hard. Most people think they still understand English, but at the point where we needed to use Yoruba, I mean, we have other people. That's why there's a power of what you call teamwork. Yeah. So there's some people that they can speak exactly. They can speak very well. Use that Yoruba and have that dialogue and be able to understand. So that way we're able to deploy projects. We've had the first. So in our division, our own project is called Project Thrive Well. Okay. So we've had the first phase of our project, and the second phase of our project is going to be more or less targeted to skills, bridging the skill gap in our community. So from some of our interfacing with our stakeholders, we realized that some of the youths actually engage more in gambling and betting, and we're like, okay, how can we be able to take these youths off that focus of gambling, betting, and engage them? So now we're coming up with skills, building them with skills, putting vocational skills, that would basically take them off that radar. So it's been a very great experience. Being able to serve and being able to work with other youths has been really wonderful.
Vocational skills. Can you talk a bit about this, the trainings and all that, the skill acquisition that you are planning?
So do you want me to speak for just my division, or like division, across and then what other divisions are doing? All right. So I mean, from we have Ibile. So from Ikorodu, they had a digital skill program. From Badagry, they're currently having a cool skills. Yes, digital skills. Yes. So if you realized I mentioned vocational skills before. So this is digital. So they had digital. Theirs was focused on digital skills. So for Badagry, I know they had a Tour Badagry program, and also they're going to have a co-skill up. Okay. So that's about skills to bordering on vocational, on even digital skills, even life skills, because it's not just about knowing digital skills. You know how to have emotional intelligence, life skills, right? So in the Lagos Island division, they had a co-book club. Okay. So a book club to be able to help leaders to know how to read, because leaders are readers, right? So that way they've developed that. And us in Ekpe, we have what we call the Project Thrive. So the first phase was focusing on secondary school students, and the second phase is focusing on vocational skills, taking those, our target is more or less those uneducated and informal youth, taking them off the streets. So we have exactly, and engaging them in those skills.
All right. Mrs. Umar Rashidat Omoshola, of course, we're still talking about education and engagement. Just drawing from what she said. Now, what's your department's approach to giving people skills? In this process, empowering them with skill acquisition and entrepreneurship development for young people. Is there an approach to it? How do you get to
Yes. You mentioned that we have various departments, and we have a unit, and then we have a youth center. So in the department we have we recently inaugurated technical working group or youth engagements.
Okay.
So the main tool this WG wants to use is our youth centers, turning them into a one-stop center to get necessary information, skill acquisition, vocational training, whatever else information. But we're not doing this alone. We're doing it with the partners.
Okay.
The department is more or less facilitate some of these things. We're youth development officers. We're not carpenters, we're not hairdressers. So what we do is to, like she has said, we do a lot of community assessments, needs assessments.
Yes.
These young people in this community, what do they like? Because we have resident youth development officer. So when we get that, this is the particular skill that they want, as a department, at times we write for approvals to organize such trainings. At most often than not, we work with individuals in those communities to give them this skill acquisition and empowerment.
Okay.
Because we can't do it alone. We provide the platform. We bring the young people together. We have a youth center that can be used as the base for the training.
Yes.
Because that's what we do with individuals, funding partners like Isktoleram. We're working with them to give them skills in tiling, plumbing. So they give them the skills. They also put them in internship.
Okay.
They give them internship so that they can gather experience. They link them with industry experts. So that's basically. Then we have one of our new program that we've done twice. We call it Amplifier Business Clinic.
Okay.
This is for young budding entrepreneurs.
Right.
So this is like a training that exposes them to things that they need that can help them to set up their businesses quick. Legal assistance, CAC, how do you source for fund, how do you pitch,
like a startup pack, so to say.
Yes, how do you market, and at the end of the day, they have a pitch competition.
Oh wow, is there something at the end that they get to?
Yes. We gave the highest person got 2 million last year.
Okay.
We're going to do another one this year, so we give them those seed funds grants to help their business, and then we monitor them. We link them with mentors, industry experts. They give us report on a quarterly basis, and we monitor what they use that fund for. We also exposes them to LSETF, other funding partners, how to write a good business proposal.
Employment Trust Fund.
Yes, how to write a good business proposal so they can get funding where we can't give them. So all this we do to our young people. We work with other MDAs as well. If they have skill acquisition or anything, they tell us, we source for those youth. We guarantee them that these are young people in our database that need so and training.
Okay, so collaboration is very,
a lot of collaborations. Yes.
All right. So, Mr. Olukosi, I know definitely it's not smooth sailing. Can we discuss a few of the challenges your department faces in actualizing your mandate?
Yes. Thank you very much. Before I go into that,
yes,
I just want to mention what my colleague here mentioned the other time.
Yes.
About the National Youth Council of Nigeria.
Of course, we'll talk about that. What you have in the offing for for this year's celebration?
Yes, National Youth Council of Nigeria. It's an umbrella body of all these organizations we are talking about.
Yes.
So they coordinate the activities of other organizations in the state.
Okay.
But as in terms of challenges,
yes,
challenges is when we're talking of challenges in implementing our program. It comes in different ways. For instance, I'm just from a monitoring exercise approved by the government to monitor these organizations, just like I've mentioned initially. So you understand? Because all these organizations, we cannot just leave them to be operating in silo. You have to monitor what they are doing, whether they're actually following what the mandate they claim they are doing. So you understand? So one of the challenges is actually, even is funding generally.
Okay.
We have problem of funding.
That's everywhere.
Without missing word.
Yes.
I want to how to economize it before, but the truth of the matter is that we have funding issue. Yes, because we have a lot of program lining up for these young people in different areas, but we have limited resources. So we have to prioritize the one that comes first, and that's the way we have been going by it. And also we have different demands from different organizations, severally. And when this demands comes, you have to see what we have in our purse, because there are a lot of demands on the available resources of the ministry.
And you have to prioritize.
So, have to prioritize. That's just the major and the summary of the programs we're having.
Okay, so I'm curious. What's the process for registering an like a youth-focused organization or an NGO?
Yes, thank you. We don't just allow. We don't tolerate being a religious group,
okay,
or a cultural group.
Okay.
No, we register 2 groups of organizations, what we call voluntary youth organizations, which I refer to like Boy Scout, Brigade, Sheriff Guard. Remember in 2009, the administration of Governor Raji Fashola relaunched some of those organizations back to public schools. Why? The reason majorly is that we have seen that discipline and morals is getting gradually eroded in the society.
Sure.
So for us, when many of us were growing, we belong to all these organizations at a tender age. So that was why the government of Lagos State now decided to relaunch all those organizations back to the to our public schools. And ever since then, they have been doing wonderfully well. So we have review meeting with them recently to know how they are faring in their schools. And one of the challenges again is that all these organizations on their own, the era of volunteerism is gradually eroding from our society. People doesn't want to volunteer again.
Yeah.
So, but we need to encourage them now to volunteer the more. So you understand? Because in volunteering, it is when ability to volunteer is when it gives you opportunity to identify maybe a problem in your community and then prefer solution to it. We must not put all the solution on government. We are youth in our society. So when you see something that is not wrong, that is not good in your society, it is left for you to call like minds together and possibly prefer solution to that kind of a thing. And by so doing, we refer to them as becoming an active citizen in their own different communities. So when we're talking of registration now, that's where we are coming to now. So we register these voluntary youth organizations and we register non-governmental organizations. So there are a lot of guidelines given to them, but I may not be able to tell you everything. But one thing that is coming to us is that you must be registered with CAC first.
Okay.
You must have a distinct name.
Okay.
You must register with.
So that must have been done.
That must have been done before they approach the ministry.
Okay.
So you understand? And you must see that your organization is not ethnic based.
Okay.
You must have your spread across the state. So you understand? Even though it will not be totally across the state, it must not be domiciled in just one region and coming to say you want to register with us. You must have a distinct bank account too, so that we know that you are not just using this thing for your personal
to make money.
Yes, you must have trustees of your organization too. So these are just the few ones that I can readily tell you now. So these are the guys. So when we come to them, we as a unit, we don't just get the application and register them, because we have realized that some organizations only exist on paper.
Yes.
So one of the first criteria we go is got to pay them a visit.
Okay. So they have to have a structure, an office.
An office. Okay. We call it a pre-registration visit.
Okay.
You have to go there, see what they claim they are doing, and the papers they have sent to the ministry, we have to verify and cite it on our own. Because some of them can just go and print something and bring it to you. So we need to cite it and see that it is authentic in a way.
Right.
So a physical structure of where they operate is very, very important. So you understand? So these are the few criteria that I can easily just tell you now.
All right. So Mrs. Omoshola, you've actually told us a lot about, we talked about your programs, your services, and you've been able to even show us a few of the outcomes, success stories, even without me asking. We have you out here, Miss Akpata, who of course I would say is a success story. So I just want to throw this to her. What would you like youth listening to you? What would you want to share? What do you want to tell them at this point in time? Talk about the impact of volunteerism and being a part of this entire process. How has it changed you? What has it done for you? How has it made you a better youth? And going forward, what do you think other people listening to you should do?
All right, thank you so much. So first of all, I would say that when you think less of self and work for a greater cause, you're walking on a good path already. when you think less of self and work for a greater cause. So as young people, just like a research that was done by the British Council, it said that in 2030 the youth and not oil will be Nigeria's greatest asset. So the question I pose to the youth is, do you want to be part of that asset? So prepare for tomorrow today. That's a simple word I will leave with the youth. Prepare for tomorrow today. So anything you want to see yourself become in days to come, start the work now. The work is not even about what you put out there. It's literally in the darkest hours. You know, what are you doing? Are you studying? I'm also a lawyer, by the way.
Oh, wow.
Yes. Okay. And I thank God that, you know, I've gotten to this part, and that was one of the things that really helped me through the program, meeting with other people, learning vastly. As a young person, never stop learning, never stop working on yourself. Keep educating yourself. That's the key. Keep educating yourself. So to ensure that you're striving for that tomorrow that you want, what are you doing today? What are you doing that's going to help your future? Because like I said, the future is basically what you do today. How do you prepare towards it? How do you spend your time? What's the choice of friends that you make? What's the choice of how you give yourself to your task? So those are the questions, those are the things I would leave with the youth, because everything that you want is actually very possible, but you also have a role to play in that.
You also have a role to play. Starts with you, and you have to start now. Mrs. Omoshola, of course, how can young people access the department's programs and services, and are there any channels to reach out?
Yes, we have our website.
Okay.
Our Instagram handle.
Okay.
LASG_MYSD.
Okay.
So we post all our information about programs there. We are trying to go digital now. We want you to be able to register at the comfort of your home. You don't need to leave your community. In as much as we also do registration for some of our programs at our youth centers because they are in the community.
So once they follow any of the social media handles,
you get information. Yes,
updates.
we don't discriminate. You can tell her you don't need to know anybody to be a part of it. I never knew her before the program.
Yeah.
You don't need to know anybody. If you just meet the criteria and you have your last round.
Very important.
Very important.
So everybody has all the youth. You have to go get registered
as a resident of
Lagos. Right, we have run out of time. Mr. Olukosi, parting thoughts in the next 30 seconds.
Thank you very much. Well, my parting thought to the youth of Lagos State is to be determined. Let them know they should be determined and have focus on what they want to be. And just like she rightly said, what you project to be tomorrow, start from today. I also want to tell them that for them to know that a better Nigeria is possible. True. And start from each and every one of us.
All right, amazing. Thank you so much to the three of you. Thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to come give us all this knowledge. I definitely would want us to have a repeat.
Yes, we'll probably bring the ambassadors.
Definitely,
so
that will be amazing.
Yes. Particularly about this Canada trip.
Yes,
it was an amazing.
That would be lovely. All right, dear listener, thank you for tuning in to MYSD Spectrum. As we wrap up today's episode, we're reminded that the future of our society is in the hands of our youth. And of course, the Lagos State Ministry of Youth and Social Development remains committed to empowering and supporting our young people to become the leaders of tomorrow. We hope we have been able to inspire you, to take that step. Stay connected for more updates on the ministry's efforts to build a brighter future for all. Special thanks to our executive producer, Tayo Akonle, for his tireless efforts. And of course, until next time, my name is Akan Usen. Thanking you for listening to MYSD Spectrum. Bye for now.